to Erangel. It's our Outlaws loose and running as we get it over to Sims and Pansy.
Thank you very much, James. We start in the north and we head to the south, just cresting between Los Leones and Impala. As James mentioned it before, this is the very last Miramar game of this weekend. If you are decent at this map and you've been doing well thus far, this is the time to go hard, time to pick up as many points as humanly possible. Now, the Northern Lights going out last place, we said they had a buffer of points. Lauren, we said that they could afford a stumble. You know, you've banked it up, you've done well so far. But Liquid have capitalized on that. Martin pictured it perfectly. They are striking distance away from jumping them. And all they need is a couple of good more games. If they can catch Northern Lights, if they can punish them even, maybe go after them or realize where they're going, they could trip them up and throw them down the leaderboard.
Yeah, and I guess the trickier thing for both DA and Northern Lights is they both had pretty atrocious games to start with. So, you know, obviously Northern Lights went down quite early, and as did DA. So two of the teams who were at the very top were some of the earliest out. Always seems to happen. But you're right, this does open up opportunity, and I'd have loved to see a couple more teams have big games at the start. Obviously, there's only so much room at the top, but, you know, just to see if that gap could potentially close. If it could go down to a, you know, Tornado Energy, a Shift W, something, you know what I mean? If it kept maybe opening up a little bit. But it was, as you highlighted, mostly a Liquid show, and, well, DA once again, great circle position here. Northern Lights and Liquid are going to be very close to each other.
FaZe Clan and Redline by themselves. Very close indeed. AKM in the hand of Aitzian. The audible cues will come through that people are within vicinity. There's actually one in this building. Yes, Marv is downstairs. So they'll work it across. QB could take a look and see if he can catch it. It's his POV. POV, excuse me. Position. Feed that back. Oh, he's got Z on the stairs. And he could actually jump out the window and maybe hit him and take the stairwell side, but it's whether or not does... Surely Marv will know this. He'll have heard that, yeah, he's watching for him to try and take the stairwell. Uber on the opposing side again, but with Aitzi just holding still, it's gonna... I'll be surprised if he just pushes this willingly. You've always got to expect someone on the stairs, surely. Look at that on the floor. That's bait. An M24 with a 6 times. If someone's put the 6 times next to it just to try and bait him into it, that is like a galaxy brain maneuver. Molly down, burning, pushes him back. Hey,
a little toasty. Yeah, we don't often see fights in here. Not a common one. And bear in mind, Marv doesn't have a vest. He is completely vestless. So if one of those bullets from the Uzi came through, you know, that would have shredded pretty badly. Luckily, in a weird way, it was the molly rather than that. But QBE can hold the cross. Uber, if he tries to help out his buddy, might get a couple of shots at him. We did see a lot of scars coming back into play in Erangel, which was quite surprising. We hadn't seen that, and seeing, you know, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them instantly coming out was like, oh, okay, that's... Who knows, maybe the loot wasn't very kind to people, but it was interesting to see. I think 8C spotted out QBE, so that can be relayed then. And look at the minimap. FaZe have turned up. They're not leaving this to chance, it feels. They're like, right, our buddy's in trouble. He's well geared up, at least. AK, you know, vest, helm, bit of util. That's enough to dip away from if you need to. No helm on QBE. One of these shots, if they ping through well enough, could do the work. Now, Uber's definitely got the yank. Takes a shot, backs away, but it's scary when you hear that SLR and you don't have a helmet.
This is here. Trying to bring their own form of backup, and this would be devastating for FaZe Clan as they try and mount the comeback here. Even losing one player so earlier on would be... They are out of place. Let's not, you know, forget that. It was a very awkward drop for them, so they are out of place, out of position. Instantly just sees him and lasers him. Oh, Ivers, you just got destroyed by Uber up on the hillside. Quick flick up, and it's job done. The question is, will it force any of them into action? Aitzi's on the fire escape, and again, you can jump off here and hit the lower window. It's quite... It's not hard to do, but it is noisy, and that's probably what he is going to do. Clips the window, checks it, realizes he's not in there. But the footsteps outside now should give up the game.
Okay, 8C. Who's it? It's still Marv, bless you. He just can't get out of there, can he? Rez has come in. I was... Oh! Feels PUBG, man. Ooh, a little turnaround. Oh, Gustav, have you done this twice now? Have you just fed twice? We don't love to see that. The previous game overstepped, overpeaked a little. This time he gets flushed for it too. I can always understand it.
Just
I understand
destroyed him.
wanting to get it, but overstepping his mark, underestimating maybe the weaponry, the SKS, whatever he may have had, stuck around and he gets punished for it.
I suppose there's also this point of not having helmets. You know, it's very early on. I get we're on the esports settings, but no chest. Aleb just completely ended his life.
Yep.
He was low HP as well, so that's a good swing and a beautiful response from Naileup. Credit to him. Could have been devastating and losing two simultaneously, but ultimately it ends us now with Base Clan being a man down. Circle, let's not forget, is completely polar opposite to these two teams. This is just mutual destruction at this point in time. Still trying to clear and sweep, so clearly don't have the full information of where they're going to be located, but eventually one has to leave, and whether or not they're going to be
This is
leaving with a full
horrible, isn't it?
roster.
Like,
Yeah,
if you're a
it
FaZe
is.
fan or a Redline fan, no one comes out of this going, yeah, great start, because it's a stalemate. It's mutually assured destruction. The rest of the lobby's moved on. They've already got their next positions. I imagine that, you know, neither of these teams wanted to go, yeah, late play through Los Leones, please. This isn't on either of their, you know, on their priority list, but it is what it is. It's what you're stuck into, and you better make some points for it now.
Wonder if Fuzzface manages to clip anyone on the hillside. Oh, Chimpty flipping it. He's over by Campo Militar, just so you are aware. Omicron are on a very, very easterly swing. Well, there is still a stalemate. We can bring you up to speed at least. You can see the map as well, so you'll also be able to see it. Hence coming in through Tierra Bronca. Everyone else centralizing. Navi, a little bit slower as per usual, but it's home turf for them over by Alcantara. Little tap comes in, so the warning shot's there. The information also fed back, but again, no one's really jumping into action, and it's hard for QB to get the cross on here. Now becomes a strangulation, though. Again, we were talking about being low on weaponry,
check
being
those
low
meds.
on, you know, maybe. Yeah, that's the bigger factor. If you don't have the meds to do this, I mean, 10 bandies. Yeah, this'll. If the fight isn't forced by the players, the blue most certainly will do.
Yeah, this is getting to that point where, once again, no one's really winning this. It sucks to watch because, again, I'd really quite enjoy seeing either of these teams further into this, but they get stuck here. They get caught in the scenario they drop into, in a weird drop for a couple of these teams, and I'd like to consider maybe who was the team that went out of their way to drop here, who ended in this position. It looks like Redline will bow out the first because they don't want this. Fuzzface, if you do this, I will gift you 10 subs. Okay, 20 subs. Whew, 30 subs. Alright, thank God. I was getting worried, Rich. I was getting real worried.
It would have been nice. It would have been nice, though. Of a good bolt action. Red line, then. Vehicles at least packed up on the backside, as they did come down to this one. It's FaZe who were left in the blue just to try and pull this back together. Down, but certainly not out. Losing a player. It's a rough start coming off the back of a very phenomenal finish. No, don't worry about that car. No one wants that car. Believe me, nobody wants that thing. I mean, to be fair, they might have to at this point if they have nothing else. Meanwhile,
I mean, they've got
opposite
quite
end
the
of the
journey.
map.
Maybe the yeah, about to say it's not close where they're going, so maybe comfort would be the ideal way to travel these days.
Oh, this is gonna be so rough, isn't it?
I feel like I don't even know the circle.
It makes it a little bit
just like,
easier.
oh,
Hard shifting at least down towards the south side for them.
Yeah, I mean, if it was an Oasis game, would be a bit rough. But you know what? My brain had literally not even considered the circle because we've just been watching that fight for so long. But yeah, it has shifted over towards the kind of southeast side. Water treatment is where it's honing in towards. Opens up great opportunities for Omicron and Spy Standards, ETG. They get the kind of pick of the litter. Same with TSM, not too bad. Tornado Energy. And I'm looking at Northern Lights here in Liquid. I want to see how these guys approach this because DA were very committed to the north and now they're in a traffic jam with about 3 other teams, WS being one of them. Kemba. I swear Kemba's always just got like a broken helmet or something. I've never seen him fully geared up and, you know, good to go. But gets a couple of tags here. DA do make it out of there though. They're going to continue around this road heading east and then maybe dive a little south following the route of maybe Omicron potentially. We'll see what they go for. But these are the teams to be looking out for. Your DA, Northern Lights and Liquid. They're the 3 right now, as you can see. as DA did get jumped in that previous one, pushed down to third, and this opens up room for Tornado Energy maybe to get involved. But Northern Lights still maintain that first spot.
Main head of action could be coming more towards the north of Na'Vi, try and transition in. There's already 6 teams in place to block them off. There's very little room to breathe in the center of the map. If you're not in the center now, I very much doubt, unless you have the skills of DA, you will be getting there throughout the next circle. ETG in the very prime position here. Off string, get a bit more welly underneath that thing because you're going to be a very open target for anybody else on top of the mountain. Car's going to roll back as well. Oh, no, it's stuck. He's got the brake on. It's fine. Na'Vi, I'm actually hearing shots in the distance. They will begin to start their fight and mount their entry into this one. But ETG's position, again, it's fantastic. It's phenomenal. Ents are going to be held back ever so slightly, but again, with the compound and area they'll be controlling, it's good. It could move to the western side of water treatment, and that's absolutely what Northern Lights and Tornado Energy will be praying for. But it's going to be hard. It's to get that hard shift away from it. You know, you relied on it, especially when you're so up against the white edge. It's it's very, very unlikely. Red line, phase, a few little shots here and there, but still on the rotate. Again, circle was a little favorable to them at least. Jempty, that'll be his second knock now, not forgetting that he fell off the bike earlier on, so the bleed out will be a little bit faster if they want to get onto it and get him on his feet. Probably could have crawled away into a corner, maybe away from the windows, but here we are. He has to be quick, get him back up, and they will be able to at least continue their fight. Liquid, they've worked their way up just to the left-hand side of Cruz de Val. Little split along the ridge line, bystanders below them as well, so they can't re-rotate down towards the south if it is unfavorable and hard shifts down there. Face Clan will be having to get whatever they can. If you know this instantly off the map, you'll know where you are. Yep, this is it. City center around the market side. Like, kind of shows you what we're playing with.
He's got 35 bandies. He's ready to go.
Well, he might be getting meds for the rest of the guys, you know? That there is that potential. If you set up a trap here, Nail, if you've gone ahead and you waiting for this, because this is just going to be so cruel and punishing if you have. Oh, no. Foe's face is weakened as well, and that's the thing. It's okay to pulling up to these fights and having vehicles to drive past, but they're all bloody weak. One bullet will do it.
Okay, another shift to the south. I guess this helps a little, but...
Do him a favor.
Oh, Fuzzface, get in the circle, bud. Oh, is there someone waiting? There is, it's Ivers.
No.
Oh, bro, that's just... Couldn't you killed him earlier? Like, why did you tease him with the idea of you could have a game? He's like, no, you can't. Oh, man. That's brutal.
I'd have to assume that Uber's down there just to try and...
Hold on, I just want to take a moment. Can we just put an F in chat for Fuzzface, because you've all been there. You know, you've had that horrible early fight. You think, all right, at least we've got the vehicles now. We'll be all right. Get to the circle. And why is Ivers there? Why didn't you move up, Ivers? Why have you done this to me? Oh, Christ.
Something I want to touch on ever so quick, because everything's going wrong.
Yeah.
Everything is going wrong for FaZe. Like, this couldn't be a worse scenario. He's got one bandage, Lauren. Good luck with that one, my dude. I think he's going to be falling. We want to look at Team Liquid. I spoke about it earlier on, how they couldn't re-rotate down towards the south. Well, that's the exact scenario they're in now. Because of the bystanders' position that they're in, they can hold them back. With the circle pushing this way and a big pack of 6... This just isn't FaZe's game, is it?
FaZe Sunday, baby, FaZe up.
Come on, get this camera more towards the north. We know about Uber. He's going to get there eventually and has every single med you can possibly imagine. He will be fine. These kind of rotations are what's going to be very, very critical. With Liquid holding back on the edge because of bystanders' position, everyone else now has to, like, claw their way around this one. There's so many little stop gaps that every team that comes down this way will have to go through. You can't get in because of bystanders' position. That nade, it could be phenomenal. Vehicle keeps going on. Two players in there. I mean, they've gone for it. They've gone for the long ball. Pins a pull. Damage is done, and it's decent damage as well. But again, Na'Vi will be the next one that have to basically go up against this roadblock.
Hold on, Liquid.
Clip has gone down, and that's not good. Does he have anybody actually within resuscitation distance, or is he going a bit too far out?
Well, he wasn't that far out. He was just on the other side of the compound. He just got flushed. I don't think it was a terrible thing. DA might crash this. Yeah, they are. Okay, Mexi, do you stick around? Do you fight? Oh, he's off.
Run.
Get the hell out of there, Mexi. DA are right on their tail. He's just about made it down to a ditch, but he has to turn and fight this, and Smash has the better angle. He wins the fight, and Mex is down. This is great for DA. Not only are they beating the team just in front of them, but it gets them points. It gets them a good position. Liquid wanted to cruise in this circle. They didn't want a fight at this point. They were heading further south, but James and I think it's Ibby are the last two alive here. And, well, currently they have a slight ditch in a roadside.
I mean, it's all the numbers game, right? You're praying that you get frags, you're playing that you get points, but if you can actually take out the team that is just below you or just above you by doing so, then it makes it all that much better. Senyi goes down, another big player leaves the lobby. Uber's made it in with a budget biker helmet on. God knows what he's going to be able to do because there's a large amount of land in front of them. Everyone decides to homing on the center. TSM might be able to get a few bodies as they do pass by. Northern Lights, Team Liquid. Remember, Team Liquid is down in numbers, but the Northern Lights are hurt. They've been punished by crossing that field. Spyro's getting stuck in. He just wants to get this over and done with, and he does. Team Liquid is removed from the lobby as they come bouncing down into cover.
Huh. Northern Lights might die for this, though. They've just got themselves down to 2, and they've picked up a terrible position. I mean, yes, they take down their most direct competition, and then the gap between them and DA is still 20 points, but this is a brutal circle, of course, but I mean, bloody hell, the options these guys have left are minimal. Even TE are heading over this way. Tornado Energy, 4th place. This is the top end of the board, all congregating around the same area. Pre-nades coming out, just trying to ward off, ensure no one can pull up and get shots in. And Northern Lights maintain with just 2. Tornado Energy, where are they going, though? I don't know what sort of areas available. A couple of roadside areas that may be just flat enough to act as a plateau, but just seen Smash getting caught off there, but no flush to follow, so curious what happened there.
This is certainly better than Northern Lights' position. I think Northern Lights and Liquid, they probably just didn't bank on so many teams surrounding it. How much vision is into this right now is just ridiculous. ETG, once again, second game in a row, they find themselves in a phenomenal area. Not only did they have a super strong compound, it's elevated. There is a bit of a raise as you go towards it, which just gives them full clear line of sight into the Northern Lights. They can now just bunker down, maybe pray that the vehicles keep them alive. Who knows? Tornado Energy, they've made a bit of a too much noise over here, and the Pink Ponies, well, they're going to say thank you very much. That's an easy frag for us. Melman falls. Example and Alia, they will set up shop, or will they move? It looks like they're going to actually move and go to a 2-1 split. Example on one side, Alia just scouting on the other one. They do have the vehicles. Maybe they could build something up and utilize that for themselves, put them all together and give them some kind of hard cover. Two teams have yet still to get inside this circle. WS, who's making a big approach to maybe the backside of ends. That could be a really nasty fight. And the next team, well, the ones on your screen, Na'Vi. Still a bit of a run to do, but at the very slow side of the circle, they're up against it so they can sneak their way in, but still, two teams are there. Uber has an ump, and if that doesn't tell you the story of how FaZe Clan's game is currently going, then I don't know what will.
Yeah, I do warn that the weather has just opened up where I live, so, you know, maybe internet might decide to have a break, but we'll find out as Asku gets maybe a couple of seconds to make a cup of tea, relax, T-bone, the same sort of thing. It's not looking so likely for them as they try to make a play, but look how many teams are around them. The lines of fire are just everywhere. ETG, Shift W, and, I mean, Page is being kept safe by 2 smokes currently, and even then, if they go away, I'm not sure if they're going to be in a good position. If I'm honest, this could still be very visible to someone. Let's look who's left, though. I love DA's positioning. This is great news for them. They're in a very, very comfortable spot here. Yes, it might move away, but I mean, not many people have compounds like this, and now here proves all the problems, right? This is where it becomes an issue, because look at that landmass. You basically have half of the circle an open field. Now, yes, there's a couple of hay bales, but you see how well that went for Omicron, so again, let's keep that in mind. This is going to force fights in that edge game. The boys on the desk definitely highlighted a lot of teams playing edge here, and we're going to have to see that now. This is not a matter of choice anymore, though. This is a matter of survival. The Slaughter Boys are going to send it as well. Let's see what they get done with this one. They're way further into the circle, so they will definitely beat WS wherever they want to go. WS have just got in. Will leapfrog Ents towards a circle position. And let's see how this is looking. These are the first guys to try this. And,
oh, no.
Yeah, okay. Rich, I think we know what's going to happen if anyone goes for that now.
I think this goes to ETG, honestly. The amount of times we see fights for that final elevated compound is ridiculous, but you can kind of see the lay of the land here. Everyone is just getting backhanded. Uber's got a knock. Maybe he can convert it into a second one. Who will know? But points make prizes when it comes to ends. Up and over we go with Rustam Mather. This is the fight between ENCE and WS. It's been backbuilding for some time. WS took the early advantage, but here comes the clean and sweep. This is meticulous. This is made look easy, to be honest, with a nade down. Even though he's died, it probably will be finished. That is a very clean sweep. That is clinical coming out from the side of ENCE. FaZe.
Oh, go, yeah!
Well, it's only Uber. The first bullet missed, but the second one with a big old spray does not. There was enough bullets that finally and thankfully actually managed to take him down before doing so. Quizzing example have fallen while a lot's been going on. Alia left at the reins, or at the wheel, to be honest, to try and keep the dream alive.
Yep, great luck. I wish all the luck in the world to you. I hope you find that one ditch that might keep you safe here, because bloomin' heck you need it. And there we go. Might have found just enough bit of cover. A little open to Northern Lights, but they've got their own troubles for now. So, Alia, play real quiet. TSM, let's see how their foray into this madness goes. They do have Miraku in, so he's their barometer of, okay, we're safe here. Northern Lights in the wreckage and in the cars just destroyed around them, somehow staying safe. But DA have gone for the sweep along this kind of quite steep hillside, this little kind of hill that follows the road. Code Marco leading the way as well. Quiet on the kills, but positioning could be good here. Nice work, quick kill towards aim, very sharp. As Archie now has a lot of players pouring his way, and it is just Archie. 1, 2, 3, up and over. Great damage coming in. You see Code Marco, you see Mert. It's all there. Everything happened perfectly. Clean for DA, and now they control a lot of the south. If they are able to kind of peacock well enough and ensure no one tries to swing in like Redline, excellent spot. But look at Tab. Look at this fight. You saw that Alia had found just enough safety, and instantly someone wants to take it away.
They're in a 1-1 split on the side of Navi, so this is a one-on-one at least. The Tab wants to try and solidify this so he can advance forward and take this tree for himself. Ivers goes down to Marco. Fex also falling to ETG. That's a big old distance. They've made it to the backside of the hill from where you've seen Northern Lights trying to make a stance against Team Liquid. QBE is there, and Marv is split all the way across the roadside also. So at the moment, the players, the teams, they're very, very sparse on this circle, and that's because it's just pulling more center towards this field side. ETG haven't yet come out from the safety of their building. They could readjust and take the front side of it, make sure no one else can get there. Any advancement just denied. DA, speaking of denial, red line, shut down instantly. 3 points more coming the side of Digital Athletics. Vehicles in abundance for TSM. They try and make something happen. 1, 2, 3, all dropping like flies. This is messy as ETG just open up onto the side of TSM.
Oh, this circle is very unforgiving, isn't it? You're seeing everyone in a bad spot here, and as soon as Fex tries to convert, so good, so desperate an attempt. He was just clawing that recoil down while being peppered in the side, bullets coming through, and he does fall, but Spyro also suffering a similar fate. But this is, okay, who's just about in, who's got the high ground, and it's ETG. Now, they've been quietly doing okay, a couple of decent results here and there, and yes, they're towards the bottom. It's not been consistent by any means, but they've been doing well. They've been trying to do the best they can, and you know what? This is a tough damn lobby. Now, Shift W is still in a very strong position, but I'm looking at DA here, Rich. Who's got your attention?
I mean, for me, it's still ETG, just having that upper area. They can hold it back, and this circle could very much come their way, and they can just control that. To get into it, you've got a bit of a moat that runs around. If you imagine it like a castle, as it does dip off, there's a level of protection there for ETG that they can take. They could even actually take the roadside and go up towards the hills. If they need to do, for whatever reason, if it does go toward the north, there's options. Marco onto yellow. Tab is waiting, but he went too early. DA spotted that, and that's a beautiful, beautiful overpeak. To step back for a second, readjust, then go in for it. Nice kill, nice ground take. Bime has to withstand the test of time. All the bystanders do. You've got Shift W here, and whoever wins this will be able to advance forward. It's a nice area to control, but two teams step up to the task. Diggory from behind takes 2 of them. Shift W do the rest. The bystanders are no more, but now it's all eyes on the prize. DA know where the location of Shift W is. Do they want to go for more? Yes, they absolutely do.
Okay, press the issue smash is there towards Zoka. Can they get up close enough? I want to swing that camera to the left. Let's see that side of things. Diggory's working his way forward. Braxico's attention turns for a second. No, turns back in time. Safe. The Squeaky now is just trying to play for survival, keep himself as quiet as he can, and let the others fight around him, and that's probably the best plan. But let's see this DA fight, because now they've got a huge task in front of them, but they're well geared for this, and Code Marco is leading the way. Already well geared up, looking ready to rumble. Metralius lays down fire towards ETG on the other side, keeping them a little further back, maybe stopping them being able to push up as much, as Metralius is disconnected from the other two. Oh, excuse me, three. Seeing Smash now getting the flush towards Kilyakai. They want to kind of turn the screws. Brexico's still alive, and you can see Chris has done great work getting Zocca back up. So now there's a little bit more fight to Shift W than maybe they'd like, because Chris is now loose. He's ready to fight this one, and he's one of those players that I'm never going to underestimate. But Squeaky, rocking a hard place, but Code Marco up on top, spots out one. There's the response from Chris, but it's Braxico to confirm it, actually. This isn't bad. Shift W are making DA second guess themselves here.
Yeah, they're going to have to work for it. Whoever wins this ridgeline, it's going to be a hard-fought battle, and no one comes out cleanly. Brexco falling, Metralius following up. Flashbang over. Time to throw the body in. Put this one to the test because his arms are up in the air. With the molly there, if it strikes, it's going to be devastating. All but a moment, it will obscure his vision. He's trying to stick the res. That is just going to be so damn dangerous. Zocca falls, and so does Chris as well. 10 kills in the bag for Digital Athletics.
Ooh.
But I've got to say, Lauren, while all this was going on, ETG have not been humble. They've repositioned, and more importantly, look at Fenderlost. Nobody realizes he's behind enemy lines. This is a fantastic pincer maneuver from ETG.
They still have to stick the landing. DA, yes, their backs are to the blue, but they know this area is ours to operate under. ETG have nowhere to fall back to. They are straight up taking the fight to the enemy base at this point. Let's see what they've got. No smokes left either, so it was a very opportune moment to move across. They were running a little low on those smokes, but DA, once this circle adjusts, they are going to be in a spot of bother, and there you go. Quepta's definitely spotted them out. They know roughly the area they're in now. Code Marco off on his own, just a touch, keeping maybe an eye on the south side. Smash moving into position. ETG, I'm not sure how much they've given away on this push-up. Trallius seems to have a good idea where one is, but information is minimal for DA here. Their eyes have been turned to other such things. They've been dealing with their own troubles, but Code Marco's got the first. And now Thendalos, I think, just showed a pixel. And that will be enough. Now, quick flush would be ideal. Not as quick as you'd like, but Forever's going to see Code Marco for sure out in the open. Where are the shots? That's one tag, two tags. This is messy. This is sloppy. He's out of bullets and he's out of time. Suddenly DA's here. They're saying, hey, get away from our buddy. You don't get to get that pick. Thendalos now tries to pile in, gives away the position, but this is messy from Etiquette. This is not as clean as you'd want to be seeing. These shots are just going astray. They are not landing the way they want. There's been two opportunities now to get free picks on DA, and they've missed them both.
This is panic stations if I've ever seen it. This happened yesterday, Lauren, against Ents. They had the ground, they had the lay of the land, and they threw it away by advancing forward and getting a bit bloodthirsty. They may have done the same again. If they've thrown this one away, this will be devastating.
Dear.
Marco, the second time
Dear.
he has struck. Fenderlost goes down also. It's a 4 versus 1 for Forever, and it's DA all day. 24 points is just a sterling performance.